Did you know if you follow Pascal after giving him a scallop, you can watch him eat it? It's adorable. Hey YouTube, welcome back. My name's Mori and today we're taking a look at another 10 pretty tiny secrets that you still don't know about Animal Crossing New Horizons in 2024. Some you've forgotten, some you've overlooked, but I bet there's at least one you never even knew. So if you're excited to find out something new about a game you've been playing for over 4 years, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an Animal Crossing video. And let's get into it. Number 1. More secret Orville dialogue. I'm sure you've heard people talk about rare dialogue from the special characters around your island, but did you know under the right conditions, Orville has some very unique dialogue and even refuses to let you board the Dodo Airlines airplane. And I'm not even joking. If you find yourself inside Dodo Airlines and leave your Switch on sleep, when you begin again on a brand new day, the island announcement isn't triggered yet and you're free to roam the airport. However, if you attempt to fly under these conditions, Orville will say, and I quote, "Oh hey, the island-wide broadcast is about to start. I'll have to close down for a minute. Don't worry, we'll get you where you're going, but I never miss the broadcast." Essentially refusing to let you fly and insisting we listen to the island broadcast first. Interestingly, despite not being able to fly anywhere, you can still interact with the postcard stand and send some letters if you want, which I'm guessing will be delivered almost instantly after the broadcast. But yeah, it's just cool to know some special dialogue is included even in the rarest of situations. Speaking of rare situations, I have a super rare deal available to you right now, courtesy of today's sponsor, Surfshark. Now, Surfshark VPN helps you with your online safety by getting you set up with a virtual private network so absolutely no one can see your data, your passwords, your DMs, and simply keeps your identity safe by encrypting all of the information sent between your devices or your computer and the internet. It keeps your private stuff private. Not just that, Surfshark VPN allows you to change your virtual location, which helps you see content libraries on various platforms from other countries that may be locked in your region. For example, here in the UK, I use Surfshark to watch Pokemon Horizons on Netflix as it's currently exclusive to the US and blocked over here. Anyway, benefits aside, online security is no joke, which is why myself and Surfshark have come together to provide an incredible special offer for you today, giving you an exclusive Surfshark deal that unlocks the best price on the market plus 4 extra months totally free, which ironically is an absolute steal. All you have to do is sign up using the link on screen or in the description below. Not only will you be fully protected, but you're helping this channel out massively. Of course, if you're not happy, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee too, so there's no risk in trying it. Thank you once again to Surfshark, and now back to the video. Number 2. Secret Furniture Set. Now, Animal Crossing New Horizons is full of surprises and hidden gems if you know where to look. For example, did you know an entire furniture and clothing set can be obtained exclusively from the recycling bin inside the resident services? Yep, that's right, there are 15 exclusive items available, including the entire sloppy furniture set, alongside some extras including the tangled cords, which is an item I think we can all relate to, as well as several clothing items from the dirty tank top to the holy socks, amongst others. These will spawn in randomly and are of course free to take. All in all, not the most aesthetically pleasing items, but they do make for a good talking point, and if you ever want to make a messy or trash themed island, you now know where to look. Number 3. CPP Exploit. I'm sure you know by now that CPP will of course take you on a mystery island boat tour, however this costs you 1,000 Nook miles each time, is limited to once per day, and the island you visit is totally random. Or is it? Well yeah, it's totally random. However, there is a lesser known trick that allows you to keep revisiting islands on any given day until you find a rare island or the island you're looking for. In short, if you boot up your game and head straight to CPP and pay him to take you on a boat tour, and you arrive to a boring gyroid island when you'd rather visit the super rare Star Fragment Island, simply force quit your game by pressing the home button on the Switch and exit the game. When you start your game again and head hit to Cap'n, it will be like you never left, and you can repeat the process until you find an island you like without waiting a day or wasting those precious Nook miles. Of course, it can be very tedious, those rare islands are still rare, but it's a super helpful trick if you don't have many Nook miles. Just remember, if you see the autosave saving at any point on your journey to an island, this trick won't work, which is why it's best to do it as soon as you load from a save. Number 4, Secret Map. Now, there are many items in Animal Crossing New Horizons, especially if you consider all the customization options available, and even after playing the game for 4 years, there will be items that you've overlooked or yet to discover. One of the best examples of this almost certainly has to be the double-edged sword, and not because it's a rare sword, but because if you customize this rare sword, another item is added to it. If you head to a crafting bench, or Cyrus even, to customize the double-edged sword, you can add an old map to the sword item, giving it an entirely new look. However, what's even more interesting is it uses the same texture or design as the antique map item. That is another miscellaneous item also available in New Horizons, and that's just cool attention to detail. I only just discovered this myself, so I thought it was worth a mention. Have you ever discovered an item like this that reveals something new when customized? Let me know in the comments below, and maybe we can include them all in a future video. Number 5, Secret Customizations. Speaking of secret customizations, there is one set of items in Animal Crossing New Horizons that includes a secret type of customization that can only be found at Halves Island, and that is the damaged or rusted variation that can only be obtained through Cyrus. In total, there are 17 items, and they include the baobab tree, the candle chandelier, the fence, the fire hydrant and the floral sconce lamp, the gazebo, the meter and pipes, the milk can, the mini car, the mop and the retro transportation stop, the skateboard, the steel fence, the storage shed, the tank, the windmill and the yacht. The damaged variation of these 17 items can only ever be obtained through Cyrus, unlike the damaged versions of the oil barrel or the castle tower, for example, that like several others can appear elsewhere in the game. Again, a lesser known secret customization option that's pretty unique and would actually go great with the secret furniture items from the recycling bin that we mentioned earlier. Trash Island, anyone? Number 6, Birthday Cupcakes. If you've celebrated your birthday in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you'll know your villagers throw you a small party in honor of the event and even go to the trouble to set up a piñata for you. This piñata is of course a small interactive birthday activity that rewards you special birthday cupcakes after playing and smashing open the piñata. But did you know there is some skill involved in this activity, and depending on how well you do, decides how many birthday cupcakes you're rewarded with. For example, if you only hit it a few times and fairly slowly, you'll only be rewarded with a handful of cupcakes. However, if you hit it much faster, you can earn a total of 10 birthday cupcakes, which is the maximum you can receive. The simplest way to guarantee the maximum number of birthday cupcakes is to simply button mash. Don't hold back. Number 7, multiple meteor showers. Now, over the years, Animal Crossing New Horizons players have kind of accepted that star fragments and the meteor showers we need to obtain them are very rare, and the showers almost never occur. But what if I told you that's a complete misconception, and that meteor showers aren't actually that rare, and actually you have between 8 and 12 meteor showers each month, and they often happen 2 to 3 times per week. For example, I had 10 meteor showers in September, but my island is due to have 12 next month. You just have to know where and when to look. The single best way to find when you're going to have a meteor shower and therefore be able to farm star fragments is to use the Meteor Nook website to track your weather. I'll leave a link below. Here you can see exactly when meteor showers will take place on your own island. Everything here that's highlighted is a meteor shower due to happen on my island. Pretty cool, huh? Number 8, Hourly Secret. Now, if there's one thing we can take away from Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's the attention to detail across the island. There's always something new to spot, even now. A great example of this are the items that react to the hourly changes, such as the water fountains that spray their water even higher on the hour. But one of the coolest items that does this, and that you've probably overlooked until today, is the plaza clock. When the bells chime on the hour, the plaza clock reacts similarly to a cuckoo clock, and a tiny toy drummer will exit the clock and play a tune not too dissimilar to a music box, for example, for around 20 seconds. It's a super nice detail that took me 4 years to spot. Do you know any other items that react on the hour? Let us know in the comments. Number 9, donation badge. Speaking of small details, something that's often overlooked is the ability to track which critters you've donated to the museum. Unlike previous Animal Crossing games, the Critterpedia has you covered, and it's easy to check whether or not a critter has been donated. You might be thinking, sure, simply head to the Critterpedia, find the critter, click on it for more information, and you'll see a donated stamp. And whilst you are 100% correct, the Critterpedia has a super tiny little secret that makes it quicker and even more convenient to check. In fact, all you have to do is hover over the critter, and a small stamp will be displayed next to the name, marking it as donated. Pretty cool detail. Number 10. Tawny misinformation. Speaking of critters and donating them, I'm sure you've noticed whenever you catch a new critter, your player will celebrate with a little yes statement, which tells you this critter is something new and it's the first time you've catalogued it. Many people, myself included, use this method to donate new critters to the museum whenever we come across them. However, something you probably didn't know is that this mechanic only works outside of fishing tourneys and bug-offs. If you're taking part in one of these timed events and you happen to catch something new, you won't acknowledge it and you won't see the yes statement even though it's the first time you've caught it. The critter will of course still be catalogued, and as long as you don't sell it to the host, you're free to claim it and donate it to the museum, but it's just much harder to track. So if you're on a new island and like me you have a bad memory, be sure to double check the critters you sell if you haven't catalogued or donated many, and like me you rely on seeing this yes statement. So there we have it. I hope you learned something, whether it's a secret customization or some rare Orville dialogue. Thank you once again to Surfshark for making this video possible and providing you with a super special offer to protect yourself online. Click the link in the description to help the channel and get access to an exclusive deal, plus 4 months extra protection for free. Be sure to post secrets in the comments, leave a like on the way out, and subscribe for more Animal Crossing videos. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.